No matter how great and healthy the plant is that you buy or how much you paid for it, its ability to survive in your garden depends a lot on the quality and condition of the soil. Very few gardeners are blessed with great soil the first time they plant in a location. This is especially true if you've got an urban garden or you live in a new housing development. It can take several seasons to get the soil in good condition. Great soil has good water drainage, yet it holds just the right amount of moisture and nutrients, and it has ample pore spaces that hold air. Good soil drainage is very important for most plants. Only bog and water-loving plants, like this canna, can grow with their roots constantly saturated. And most plants will wilt or turn yellow and die. This is because the roots aren't getting the oxygen they need to take up water and nutrients. The drainage in soil is determined by its texture, that is, the size of the soil particles. Nearly all soil is made up of different sized particles. It's the amount of each that's important. Let me explain. Roll some moist garden soil between your thumb and forefinger. If it forms a firm ball and feels smooth and sticky, it's high in clay. Soils that have a lot of clay particles usually have poor drainage because the particles are packed tightly together. You can easily tell a sandy soil because you can see the large sand particles, and the soil feels coarse and gritty, and you can't form a ball with it. Not only does it not hold water, it doesn't hold nutrients very well either. The ideal garden soil is called a loam. It's a mixture of large sand particles, medium-sized silt, and clay. So how do you fix a problem soil? Well, whether your problem is too much sand or too much clay, the answer is the same: add organic matter. The soil in these raised beds at the test garden have been amended with lots of organic matter. Let's visit a backyard garden to take a look at some ways to add organic matter to the soil. Although a good soil is only about 5% organic material, it needs to be replenished annually. Now, organic matter, or humus as it's sometimes called, is what helps to make the soil soft, crumbly, and workable. The soil that's rich in this organic matter, it drains easily, it dries out faster, and it warms up sooner in the spring, so you can get out and start gardening earlier in the season. Now, there are a lot of different kinds of organic matter that you can work into your garden. Peat moss is one that's readily available, it's neat, and easy to incorporate into the soil. It can be worked into the garden in spring or fall, and apply about 1 to 2 inches of peat moss and work it into the top 6 inches of soil. It's the preferred soil amendment for acid-loving plants like rhododendrons, azaleas, and blueberries because it has a low pH. It can even be put down as a 2 to 3 inch layer of mulch around these plants. Now, composting, that's another great way to get rid of yard waste throughout the season, and the finished product makes a great amendment to any soil. Compost can be put on the garden before it's tilled or turned under, or you can use it as a mulch or a top dressing around your plants. Keeping your soil high in organic matter is a great way to take care of it and keep it productive. And there are other things you can do to keep your soil in good shape. Even though we all want to get out there and start gardening first thing in the spring, if you jump in too soon, you can actually create a problem that'll haunt you all season. Before you work the soil in the spring, take a handful and try to form a ball with it in your hand and put some pressure on it. If it forms a tight ball, wait. Let the soil dry out before you work it. If the handful of soil crumbles after you squeeze it, then it's dry enough to till and plant. And that brings me back to the importance of organic matter in the soil. Not only does it generally improve drainage, but it helps the soil to dry out faster and warm up sooner in the spring. It also helps the soil hang on to nutrients so they're readily available when your plants need them.